Hello! What's good, everybody? It's your boy Roman Puss back here with some more OPBR. Now, I want to go over some very specific items in this video. I want to cover your boy Urouge. Now, we just got him, and this is primarily for those of you that are debating on whether you should pull for him or if you should save your gems or like kind of go back and forth. So I want to do some pros and cons of what I have discovered over Urouge so far. I have pulled for him, and one thing I need to admit that I solemnly swear I will never do again. I have hiddenly pulled behind y'all's backs and I didn't record it, but I did it because I just wanted to get Urouge right away. So I did the second step up round, and then I got two more versions of him, got him level 85. So for those of you that have been in league battles, I'm sure you've been seeing me. I've been using nothing but Urouge. I've played a good like 30 games on him by now, and he feels so good. I really love his playstyle. He's definitely like my defender's playstyle, but I just want to go over some weird things that I've encountered and things that if you're looking for. And one thing I do want to mention is, honestly, out of a lot of people that I've used so far, given he's only level 85, I think he is one of the best BlackBeard 1v1ers. Yes, I said it. One of the best BlackBeard 1v1ers. Now, I'm not saying either one of you two is going to kill each other very easily, but it's generally a giant like meat slap fest where you're just kind of banging at each other, and then usually neither side will really die, to be honest. So until another teammate intervenes between the battle on either side. So that's where I'm going to go with that. Here's some things that I want to go over. Start by saying I've had several fat games with Urouge, several like fat scoring games. We had like a 7.7k score, and then fighting Blackbeards. And I think a lot of it comes from just fighting people for so long, because you don't really die, but sometimes like the enemy, like if it's a Blackbeard on top of their treasure, it takes a while to kill them. But you can definitely kill them or just punch them out of the treasure and do more damage to them. But yeah, overall, like it takes a little longer to kill people, but he definitely can. And this counter, if you land your counter, then it's much quicker to kill people. Now, mind you, all these games were played in SS Plus, and for some reason I went on a fat win streak when I was playing Urouge, and even Swarley was saying like, holy, I saw you like guarding 3 people, so I just went elsewhere to go like take flags, because he was playing Law at the time. But yeah, so all the games are SS tier. I actually got in the top 500 without even paying attention, and I just kept climbing, so it was hilarious. But yeah, so let's see what we got. First things first is both of his skills can be interrupted. Skill 1 and skill 2. So if you try and counter too late, they can hit you before your counter is technically activated. So that can get disabled, and it kind of just requires you to be a better player and time your skills correctly. And your skill 2 does not have any anti-stagger, so you need to watch out for that when you are trying to use that. Usually you want to use it to catch people off guard. It's a really good killing tool. It has two parts that it can do damage. It has the push forward, and then it has the slap. So there's 2 different times it can hit people. It does fat damage, and yeah, so you can use the push forward part to knock people off the flag and stuff. Let's actually step in and see some gameplay that I've had, that I've done some pre-recordings. So something a little different from my usual live gameplay. Now, I want you to take a look at this fat damage reduction. Obviously, 4 Blackbeards that I was against, and it was a very like interesting battle, but I was sitting there scrapping with 2 Blackbeards simultaneously for quite a bit. So let's take a look. This is a full skill 2 from a Blackbeard. Here we are. Dude, like your skill 1, just make sure you focus that skill 1 cooldown, because look at this. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. A full skill 2 from a Blackbeard. And these were, a couple of them were level 100s, a couple of them were not. I think one was an 87, and I think one was a 90, and then the other 2 were level 100. So I don't know which one really hit me, so that could also play another part. But either way, my Urouge is level 85, and I only took not very much damage because of the damage reduction when you're below 50% HP. So that's insane. Plus, if you can get your defense buff stacked, you take seriously reduced damage as well. Okay, another interaction that I would like to go over would be dealing with Shanks. You're usually fairly good at dealing with Shanks, but one thing you need to watch out for that is possible is in the middle of your counter, you can be stunned. I believe this is actually a common thing. Like, I think I've done it with Hina, where like an ace uses counter, but I somehow hit him, but he got binded instead of me actually like getting blown away by his counter. So I think that's just a general rule or it's a bug, but I'm pretty sure that's generally how it's supposed to work, is if you proc that ability, so Shanks stuns you, Hina binds you with like that 2 or 3% chance, I believe it can go through counters. So just one thing I want you to like watch out and beware of this. Like, so here, like take a look. Fighting with the Shanks, he's got his buffs on. I can hold my own, though one of his biggest weaknesses is his basic attacks don't do that much damage, but your cooldowns are insane. See right there. I just got stunned instead of my counter going off. I had my counter up. It's up, it's ready. Nope. Just didn't activate because I was stunned. So watch out for that as you're dealing with Shanks. It can happen, and yeah, so you can still wail on people. I can still do decent damage, but there's a lot of times where I got blindsided by Kaido right there. Alright, now here's my little slap fest with BlackBeard. Watch this. Now this is the last thing I want to mention, is you can use your counter to get out and avoid all damage from BlackBeard's skill 2, provided you use your counter before he uses skill 2, which isn't usually too hard because they'll usually just dash and skill 2. So that's how it works. We'll watch it one more time. You need to use your counter. He uses skill 2, and then you're temporarily invincible, and then you dash out. So like, just watch it. We're gonna go over this one more time. Now watch closely, watch closely. He's gonna skill, I counter, he skill 2s, I'm invincible, and I can dash out. Avoid all damage, no problem, no thing. And then another thing to take into consideration is if you take fat damage, you get your attack buff as well. So make sure you utilize that, and it's actually extremely useful. It's insane how much damage I do on this character by just being level 85. I have not felt this useful. I'm at level 85 with character boost 1. I've not felt this useful on a level 85 character in a long time. Obviously, I got BlackBeard's kind of hard carried there a little bit, but I held my own. Like, I don't think I've scored below 4K either using Urouge. He's insane. Like, he's very like undermined. But you definitely can't like be bad with your skills because they can both be stopped. So you have to take that into consideration. But overall, I think Urouge is a really solid unit. You have to like defenders, you have to like slow kind of units, and yeah, pretty much you have to keep that in mind. He's very not ranged, so if you have people who kind of just outrange you, potentially Snake Man could be annoying to deal with just because he's kind of has a little longer range than everyone. But overall in all, I have scored fat scores. Like, I've had a couple like 7K scores plus 7.7K or something, and usually if there are other beefy characters, you're usually just in a beef fest and it's you constantly healing. You just try to prolong your fights to where you can keep countering and getting them to go off. So overall, I really love Urouge. I can't wait to get him level 100 so I can do my full Romans review on it and see how solid he is. So yeah, we're going to find out and see what he's like once we get there. But overall, you guys, I think Urouge is a very good unit. I strongly would suggest pulling for him if you're thinking about it. If you really don't like the character, I don't play characters that you're not gonna like just because they're good. I don't recommend that. But yeah, so 10 out of 10 would recommend if you're thinking about it. Love him. I'm going to be playing him. You will see me be playing him. I know I said it was green main, but he's so fun to actually play. So me being a defender main. Yeah, so if you guys like the video, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. If you don't, that's fine too. That's your own thing. I will be covering Urouge a little more. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below, and I will keep you guys updated. So I'm your boy Roman Puss, and we're gonna be taking off. Yeah, peace, beautiful people.